think of the apostles, we are apt perhaps to picture them as very glorious figures. I think if any of you have been to the church of St. John Lateran in Rome, you may remember the enormous, overwhelming size of the apostles. They are extraordinary figures of great power and glory. And no doubt in heaven, that is what they are enjoying, that is their place. But on earth, as our readings make quite clear, their lives were anything but glorious. Think of that great list of trials which St. Paul gives us, the times he was beaten, stoned, shipwrecked, suffered earthquakes, nearly died. His life is one catalogue of disasters, and yet he kept going, relying on the almighty power of God himself. But even in thinking of that, there is a temptation for us. We can romanticize these heroic sufferings of the apostles, which again seem very remote from our humdrum daily lives. We need to remember the teaching of Saint Therese of Lisieux, who was in many ways a great successor of the apostles. She wanted to be a missionary herself to the ends of the earth. And she teaches us that it is not in great deeds or great sufferings that we show our love to God, but precisely in the very ordinary events of everyday life. It's these things that, as St. Paul tells us, if the apostles suffer these things, it's to teach us, in the midst of the conflicts we have with other people, the plans that don't work out, the frustrations, the telephone lines that go dead, the internet connections that stop working, the misunderstandings, the 101 frustrations of daily life. We are to see these as something which can lead us to holiness. Because you see, when we suffer these trials, two quite different things are happening to us. We suffer the trial itself, whether it be some conflict or something that disturbs our peace in some way. But then very soon something else kicks in that we're not so aware of. We tell ourselves that because of this trial, something must have gone wrong. We must have offended God, or God now must be looking the other way, or everything's going to pot. And the teaching of the apostles touches us at this second level. It tells us that our sufferings are in fact a sign, as St. Paul puts it so graphically, that we are earthenware jars holding a great treasure. As we take this teaching in, we find an inner strength comes to us, which does not by any means always deliver us from our troubles, but gives us a sense of confidence and peace in them. It's what Jesus himself referred to when he said, "I leave you my peace, not the peace that the world gives, where everything is all hunky-dory, but the peace that I give you, the peace of the cross and the empty tomb."